got a lot to say. Listen, this is a live stream. This ain't a video. But let's get into Draya. Draya thought she was slick. She set up an agreement in 2022, and I'm going to pull up the article. She really tried to pull one over on him, and he knew it. He was never going to sell her that house if they broke up. But she wanted to have something so that when she did break up with him, that she'll be able to have that, right? Again, make sure y'all like the stream. See, Draya Michele sues Tyrod Taylor. You screwed me on the house deal. Draya Michele is dragging her ex-boyfriend Tyrod Taylor to court. She just filed a lawsuit against the NFL quarterback claiming he screwed her on the house deal. The 39-year-old model said in a suit obtained by TMZ Sports that Tyrod purchased a Los Angeles area home back in August of 2022 and let Draya and her kids move in. She claims at the time she entered into a verbal pact with the 34-year-old signal caller that would allow her one day to buy it from the NFL player. Let me tell y'all why she was planning this. Because she ended up having the money. She had the money to pay him. You got to ask yourself, where did she get this money from? She didn't get it from Tyrod, so where did she, her career ain't getting her millions of dollars. I wonder who gave her that money. She was planning this from the get-go. She was always going to leave him, and she wanted him to help her buy a house because she can't do it. Credit probably messed up. At the time, she didn't have the money, but guess who had the money? He did. He had the money. She said the two agreed that the contributions that Draya made to the property, such as improvements to the place or mortgage payments, would go toward the final purchase price of the home if she ultimately chose to buy it. She said the two never formally entered into a written contract. That's not good for her, as they were still dating at the time. See, key word, they were still dating at the time. You were still dating at the time. See, he only did that because y'all were in a relationship, Draya. He was never going to sell you this house, especially after you went and got pregnant by a 21-year-old. Did you think he was going to sell you that house then? Because Tyrod Taylor, as of the summer of last year, was still seeing Draya. He was still seeing her. But the problem is she was pregnant during that time. Draya says in the suit she went on to offer Taylor $2.8 million for the place. And when he countered with $3.2 million in January of 2024, she accepted. First off, where did she get $2.8 million from? Where did she get $2.8 million from to offer him? This woman has no career. What is Draya's career? Where did she get $2.8 million from? And then he countered with $3.2 million and she agreed. So where was she getting this money from? This chick got sugar daddies. I remember Draya posted a picture of her holding some white man's hand or some non-black man's hand in the car. So maybe that's one of her sugar daddies that actually was going to help her pay for that house. But she also got Jalen Green. Is Jalen Green giving her money? Bro, I hope you are not that dumb to give her this type of money. But you never know. These young dudes think they're so smart, and they're really not. You're getting manipulated. You're getting played, just like Tyrod Taylor got played. But how did she get, where would she get this type of money from? Like, seriously. If she has this type of money, she could go buy her own house. Why would you need to buy a house from him? Where you get this type of money from? I think Tyrod say, you ain't got that type of money. I think he called her bluff and said, you ain't got that type of money. She claims she then poured nearly $300,000 to the resident, believing it would go toward the price she agreed to pay for the home. Draya, though, says Taylor surprisingly pulled the rug out from underneath her recently and is now threatening to evict her. She states he's also refusing to sell her the property. I mean, because one, he doesn't think you have the money. He doesn't think that she has the money. That's why I bet he's been asking for the money and she won't give it to him. So Tyrod Taylor has had enough of your shenanigans, and he just called your bluff and he's putting you out, which is what it looks like. Draya is suing for, among other things, breach of contract and is asking for unspecified damages. Draya and Taylor reportedly began dating back in 2022, but split sometime in 2023. Draya is now romantically involved with NBA star Jalen Green and just gave birth to the 22-year-old child last month. She was pregnant during the, I believe, close to the, late last year? Let's see. I would say close to the end of the summer of last year. She was still, I think, seeing Tyrod Taylor at the time because he was taking her on vacations and all that. I think I believed he changed his mind. Yeah, what damages? You did more damage to him than he did to you, Draya. You embarrassed this guy. Everybody I thought they were in a relationship. Only for her to be walking around with Jalen Green. People tried to say, well, they're just friends. No, they ain't friends. She's having relations with that guy. You know, the funny thing is Jalen Green just had a baby by another woman. She was going to use, I believe, this is my opinion, I believe she was going to use the money that Jalen Green and others gave her. She was collecting money from all her sugar daddies, and she was collecting money from Jalen Green, and she was going to use that to buy the house. Now, remember, they came to this agreement in January of this year, and now she's suing. I believe she's suing because she did not pay him the money that she claims that she had, and he called her bluff. He got tired of her. And he said, you know what? Enough is enough. You've embarrassed me. You claim that you got $3.2 million to purchase this house, and you have not given me a dime. And therefore, I am going to put you out and put you and your children out. And that's what looks like is happening here. What's good, Sydney? Michael? What's good? Make sure that y'all get the likes up. Brian, was good? I don't think she had that. I think maybe she was collecting the money, but I don't think she had the money on hand to pay for it. I think she was going to pay the mortgage on the home for like 2 or 3 years. And then once she's made enough payment, then she was going to probably pay like the other half. Like what? Where's the 3.2 million at? You claim you got 3.2 million. I want the money now. She didn't have that type of money. Now, maybe she's been gathering money from her sugar daddies, from Jalen, and it still wasn't enough. So she probably thought, well, I'll just pay the mortgage and make, changes to the home. And I think he had enough. And he says, you know what? You ain't got the money. I want to sell this property now. Where's the money? She ain't got it. So that's why he's threatening to put her out. But she should have known this. This is what happens when you try to sleep with 2 different men at the same time. You thought that you had a better deal with Jalen. So now you with Jalen. You manipulated Tyrod into getting the home. And I think he feels manipulated. That's why he changed his mind. Because 1, you ain't got the money on hand. And 2, he feels manipulated. I don't think she had the money on hand. I think she may have had some of it. But I don't think she had all of that. 3.2 million. It ain't, for her, I know she ain't got that money. I know she ain't got that money. But see, Tyrod was like, let me stop this shenanigans. I'm tired of her. She walking around with this 22-year-old basketball player. No. And I think he cut the cord. I think he said, you know what? I'm done with you completely. I'm not selling you this. I'm going to give this house to one of my other females. Jalen's gonna get that house. No, Jalen's gonna have to pick up the tab for her because Tyrod is like he probably wants that house back to give to one of his other females. Yeah. See, this is why you don't do things like this, Tyrod, because these women are gonna play games with you, and that's exactly what she did. She played games with you, Tyrod. Jay, she supposedly has a clothing line. I mean, if she does, it ain't. I don't think it's making her that type of money. Clothing lines cost just as much as you can make from it. It costs money, and I don't think she has the fan base either to buy her stuff. I think Tyrod Taylor seeing her walking around with this 22-year-old basketball player, him putting 2 and 2 together when she got pregnant. You know, he's with her. She's with this 22-year-old, and he's saying to himself, I bet she cheated on me with this guy. Yes, she probably did. And now he wants you out of that place because he feels manipulated. And he doesn't believe that you have the money to pay for that place. He doesn't think you got it, Draya. He thinks you're I would say broke, but you ain't got it like that. With all your sugar daddies, even with Jalen Green's money, you still don't have enough to pay for it, because I'm pretty sure if you were to write him a check for that amount, I think he would take it. He would accept it. But I don't think she has the money. I think she was going to wait 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, make mortgage payments on the home. Because if she's making mortgage payments, that lets me know that house ain't fully paid for. So he still is responsible for that house. And he's tired of being responsible for the house. He probably wants to sell it because he's like, wait a minute. I'm still responsible for this house. She probably missing payments, claiming that she making payments. That's why I would love to see his paperwork, because I'm pretty sure there's a reason why he changed his mind. Because again, they came to this agreement that she would purchase the home for $3.2 million back in January of this year. It's already July, and she's suing because I think he got tired of waiting. He realized she ain't got all the money. Why would I sit up there and keep my name on a house that she just making mortgage payments on? But she told me she was going to buy it for $3.2 million. Where's the $3.2 million at? She ain't got it. She was probably going to try to do some house flipping. That probably what she was going to do. Try to get it and then flip it. See, a lot of you heifers are not as smart as you think you are. A lot of you heifers think you're smart, and you're really not. You're really not. And I think that Tyrod got tired of being played. He got ridiculed because people thought that she was with him, but she walking around with this 21-year-old basketball player. 1 minute she's on the sidelines of a basketball game with him. Next thing you know, she's walking around with this NBA player, going to Houston Rockets games. See, Draya does not care who it is as long as they got money. Didn't what his name is, Young Berg? He did an interview with Academics, and he said that Draya was doing something to Diddy while he was there, and Cassie was at the home as well. Like Draya, like she's a known freak. All these people got stories of her. And Tyrod, this was your girlfriend, man. She went from you to a 22-year-old basketball player. And her exit strategy was started in 2022 when she convinced you to buy that home and to allow her to live in it, and she would pay him back for the home. That was her exit strategy started then, because she didn't want to leave with nothing. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to be homeless. But again, you're a 39-year-old woman. You have children, and you ain't got no place to stay. You weren't living with him. See, that's a red flag. When you have a girlfriend and she don't want to live with you, but she ain't got no money for her own place. So you have to buy a home for her and her children to live in. That's crazy. That is a red flag. That is a red flag. That's why her telling him that she got 3.2 million to give him, that's a red flag too. That heifer ain't got no 3.2 million. She was lying to him, and that's why he changed his mind.